The hangout thing, with the rest of the nerds of color, that's up now on Hard Knock Life. So if you go to the Hard Knock Media, check out Keith's podcast, you'll have 2 hours of just 9 people talking about random shit. So
right on. That sounds like our jam.
Yeah. I kind of feel like you would have fit right in.
I have a feeling I would have.
But it started at 10:30, so we went to like 1 or 2. It was a late night.
No, I mean, nothing wrong with that. Just one of those. So okay.
Yeah.
Is this the time where we hit the bumper, or do I need to give you some sort of hard out to be able to hit the bumper?
No, you know how this goes. I just
cool
put it wherever.
Yeah, I can give you a hard out before I hit the bumper. I'm exhausted. I did a 12-mile bike ride today. I'm a little grumpy, and I've already had way too much bourbon. This is my second one. Let's fucking do this thing.
Well, friends, welcome to a very drunk fucking do it cast.
No, not yet, but I'll get there, believe me.
We are part of the Hard Knock Media Podcasting Network. That's NOC, Nerds of Color. You can find us on the hardknockmedia.com website. We are at the bottom. Not an indication of quality, just because we were the last ones to join the network.
Now, if you go to Hard Knock Media, if you go to Hard Knock Media Podcasts and you search and you look and see, and you're going to see a list of podcasts, you're going to see icons and everything else. We won't be in the top bracket. Now, that's not necessarily an indication of quality, as Jamie Noguchi once said, but
we're below the fold, as they say.
Yeah. We're a deep dive. Yeah, we're a deep dive in all fairness, but thanks for finding us. Thanks for searching. We appreciate it.
Yeah. It's very cool to be part of the network. I don't know if Keith is ever planning on getting people physically together after all of this happens.
I mean, I hope so.
I hope so, because there are a lot of people I'd like to meet in person, and I know you'd like to meet some of them in person, because it's different. Like, the Zoom thing is okay, but like for you and me, when we meet people, we want to hang out. We want to get a meal together. We want to see what they're about and stuff. And I feel like we're in good company. Brandon, is what I'm saying.
This makes sense. I mean, in all fairness, this makes sense.
The very cursory Zoom interaction that I had with the other members of the network, I think we're in good company. So yeah.
I assumed that the boss wouldn't have brought us on if we weren't a good fit.
That's true. All right, Brandon. Besides getting your exercise on, what have you been geeking on?
A couple things. Since last we met,
since last we spoke,
I have been doing a couple things. I have been ongoing fighting with the Maryland Department of Unemployment because Jamie Noguchi, I received a letter.
Oh no!
The postman, atop a mighty steed, delivered a letter to my post office box, and that letter read, "Congratulations on your new job that I don't have."
What?
Because they seem to show that I'm employed, which is news to me.
Where?
I'm not really clear. Now, there's an email in my inbox in all transparency stating that there have been a lot of issues with the new computer system, what have you. But basically what ended up happening is I received a letter and it was dated April 15th. And it said at the bottom of the letter that if I had any dispute of this claim, that I had 7 days to respond via phone. And when I called the phone number, there's no one there to answer it. I managed to track down an email address after finding a phone number that referenced another phone number that referenced a phone number that referenced an email address. So then I sent an email off to everyone stating, I hadn't been employed. I still haven't been employed. I send off this whole thing, but I don't know what to do. So there's apparently an email in my inbox that states like, hey, so we hear a bunch of you have been told that you're employed. We know that you're not. I don't know what that means, but that was my Monday.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah. But inverse of this, Jamie, I'm not a glass half full or a glass half empty kind of guy. I'm a glass 2/3 kind of guy. I got a good attitude, but most of the time I miss the point. And I think that's the idea, is that I'm gonna try and have a good attitude here about this whole thing, and say if somehow anyone who works for the Maryland Department of Labor, especially in their unemployment office, and they hear me complaining, I want them to hear me say, without anyone else involved or anything like that, I genuinely appreciate all the effort that you guys are doing. I know it has very little to do with you when it comes to any sort of mistakes that happen, new computer systems, what have you. I appreciate all of the hours that I know that you're working. I'm sure every phone call that you have, you're just getting screamed at nonstop. I know that's got to exhaust you. I hope that my email finds you well. I hope my tone was respectful and cordial. And I genuinely just want to be able to pay my bills. So,
fuck, man. Jesus Christ.
I appreciate you. I know you're going through it too. So I don't want the tone to be accusatory, but boy, howdy, was I at a 14 out of 10 when I read that letter. Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. Oh, man. Yeah. Any hoozle. So.
Fuck that. So hard.
Yeah, I know. But, so anyway, the inverse of that, what have I been doing? Well, I bothered to actually do a workout on Monday, so feeling much better about that. Yep, gonna try and get back on the horse again. I decided to randomly start playing Mario Kart because I wanted something else to curse at. Yeah, seriously. Like my kingdom for a version of Mario Kart that doesn't have any of the shells or bananas or anything else like that. And I know that's heresy, but the amount of times that I have managed to power slide past somebody just to get blue shelled makes me want to just absolutely throw someone off a fucking roof.
Man,
like it really does.
Is it on the Switch?
The one I'm playing, yeah, is on the Switch.
So are you playing with other people?
No. Right now, I am playing strictly to try and unlock everything, so this way I can be able to kind of play openly, so that I can start properly winning the 200 series races, and then could possibly play online. But I know I'm nowhere near competitive in Mario Kart, so I'm not trying to get frustrated at people on the other side of the world while all of this is going on. I've got enough rage going around just in my own home for any of that.
You could play with your friends and then just dunk on them.
No, all my friends are playing Animal Crossing. So that's not an option.
Yeah, and I don't have a Switch. Otherwise, I would hop on that shit.
Right. So the reality is that the only people playing Mario Kart right now are people who purchased a Switch because of the pandemic, then decided to buy a game that they recognized. They're probably not playing online, or people who competitively play Mario Kart.
Ooh. Is there a semi-pro Mario Kart circuit?
I'm sure there is.
Cause
I'm almost 100% sure.
Cause B, I will sponsor the shit. Fucking Do It Cast will sponsor you to whoop some teenager's ass at a national competition.
I wish I had the ability to do that so that I could talk that kind of shit. But right now, your boy ain't there.
So. We will sponsor you to whoop Susie's ass. Like, she might be top of the leaderboard, but you can take her down.
I'm here for all of that. I think what I need to start doing then is I assume I have to Twitch stream for some fucking reason, and then I don't know. I can't figure half of this internet shit out. But there's I've been playing a lot of Mario Kart.
There's got to be people who stream Twitch stuff. We should ask Megan because she Twitch streams.
No, I'm believe me, dude. I'm sure with a webcam and a microphone and the setup, I'm sure in a quick Google search I can learn how to Twitch stream. Like learning how to Twitch stream isn't actually the issue. It's the idea of having to feed the beast of being popular, so this way I can then go play professional gaming. So this way I need a constant revenue stream, Jamie. I just can't wait for like what I assume are the national Mario Kart tournaments that are for some reason held in. I'm going to take a shot under Akron, Ohio.
Yeah.
Because it seems like the sort of place that would host that sort of thing.
But you know those YouTube videos where it's like, I'm gonna learn how to play guitar in a month, and you start like from day one where you can't even do a bar chord to like 365 days later they're doing like full like Steve Vai runs. You could do the same thing with like your stream. You could be like, all right, I'm starting on this journey. I'm going to become a professional Mario Kart player.
I can't do like. I've never been committed to anything like that. Like I'm because I have responsibility. Like I don't know what to tell you. Like I don't know whether that's a back burner thing of like, hey, so your dad's high again and you're gonna have to pay the mortgage. So you're not gonna get to play guitar like virtuoso today there, Junior. Or if it's like, yeah. Or if the world's burning, and by the way, you can't pay your mortgage. Seems a lot of the driving force behind my not being able to go pro doing something dumb is paying where I live. Like, which seems weird, but I'm not willing to set up like my Switch hanging out in a Starbucks to be able to steal their Wi-Fi to go pro so that I can live in my car. Like I'm not there.
Well,
too many responsibilities.
I will figure out how to sponsor you, even though our podcast has zero money. But
I need something easier to go pro with, like cup and ball sort of thing. God, yo-yoing still seems too hard. I don't know. Like I gotta
yo-yo is tough as shit, yo.
Yo-yo is tough as shit. Yeah, like I don't know what I need to do, but yeah. So I've been playing a lot of Mario Kart. And today I decided I am genuinely surprised as to how crowded some of these trails are.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not great, but also, pro tip, riding your bike with a face mask sucks.
Oh, yeah? The breathing and
it sucks. Yeah. Like... So it's one of those, like, do I go off and on depending on if I see anybody? Like, what's the rule? Like,
yeah.
So anyway, so I headed back out to the NCR trail today. Starts up in Cockeysville, goes like 45 miles. I managed to do 12 today. So
that's amazing.
Yeah,
that's a lot of miles.
I don't feel bad because I have a beach cruiser, which means it's a single gear. So basically, I have like the cool guy's hipster douchebag bike. It's where it's like a fixed gear sort of thing.
So
but like
you have a fixie.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's got a coaster brake. Like it's essentially the equivalency of the BMX that you grew up with as a kid, just built for big people. So it's got like the big beach cruiser handlebars and everything else like that. Yeah. So like I hop on the thing and go out there, and it's nice. I got like a Bluetooth speaker, so I just kind of play some podcasts that I'm listening to and just kind of go riding out there. So
yeah, I
spent a few hours doing that.
So I don't know. Nice. I don't know a good solution. So I have a CPAP, which fucking sucks, but it's got a mask and it constantly shoves air into your face. But now I'm realizing that wouldn't work. I mean, if you had a backpack situation that you could power it through, but I forget
but that still wouldn't work though.
No, it wouldn't work because the CPAP has a vent out, so it vents the air out. So you like,
right? Yeah, of course it does. Yeah, it has to pull air from somewhere. That doesn't necessarily work either.
Yeah. The other idea I had was like a snorkel situation, but then you're still breathing air out this way.
It still doesn't. Bad. Yeah.
It's still bad.
Yeah. My options are really not have real daylight and not be able to get out and bike ride, which is probably what I should be doing, is using my exercise bike at home and sitting at home. But frankly, I'm getting stir crazy.
Yeah, that's not fun. No, you should get out. Yeah.
Yeah. Or just not work out at all, which was a problem in and of itself. So
yeah,
I guess there's the third option of just being one of those assholes who doesn't wear a mask anywhere and just decides to go do whatever the fuck they please. But
Audrey had one of those people at the Trader Joe's today. Like, everyone was wearing masks except for this old ass dude.
I can't tell it. Okay, couple things. One, old dude shopping at Trader Joe's without a mask feels real contradictory in a lot of ways. And I can almost respect the fuck you, kill me. Except for the fact that
it's Trader Joe's.
He's not a dude. Right, it's Trader Joe's. Like, if this guy was genuinely eating, like, if he was buying government surplus bread and frying it in fatback and decided to go to like the liquor store to buy Thunderbird wine, it was like, fuck you, I lived through the war, ain't shit gonna kill me. Right? Yeah, like, if this guy was genuinely like I don't fucking care, shit ain't gonna kill me, and this ain't gonna stop me, while I disagree with him, I'm good with that guy walking around without a mask. I got to be honest. Like, I'll wear mine, cinch it tight. Like, if I have to go wear a mask in a liquor store so that old guy can walk around with a zero fucks attitude, guy's got maybe, let's say conservatively, 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
If he shaves 6 months off by going to a liquor store and buying 5 bottles of cheap brown liquor, I'm good. Like, genuinely, here's a 10 spot. Yeah, like, no. Please understand. Anyone with scoliosis is not fucking drinking Fireball. That is that is reserved for a younger generation of flip-flop clad just as a life rule. If you know someone who drinks Fireball by choice, not like, hey, we all went to the bar and we have that one friend who drinks Fireball and they all got a shot and we'll have a shot. If you are genuinely going, yes, I will drink Fireball. Fireball is sold in a plastic bottle.
Oh, man.
I have drank some cheap shit.
Yeah.
And plastic bottle really becomes kind of a Mason-Dixon line on, like, boy howdy, this is some bad liquor.
There's a photo somewhere of Hazel as a toddler, I think like 1 or 2 years old, just like sucking on a Fireball bottle. Like it was empty and we had washed it out and stuff, but like it still looked like she was getting sauced.
Yeah, I don't. Kids, you're better than this. Don't drink Fireball, and genuinely don't choose to encourage other people to drink Fireball. Like, just don't do that. You're better than that. Genuinely, like, So that's what I've been doing is bike rides, workouts, and Mario Kart, and also shouting at the government establishment. Jamie Noguchi, what the fuck have you been?
Well, I also have to thank you. I have to thank you and D, because you two are the only ones participating in Maymoa. Even though I made it, I have not.
You made it. You're not doing it.
It's not that I'm not doing it. It's that I'm working on book 2 stuff, and I need to do a lot of pre-production. And the more pre-production you do, it helps out in the end. Same with movies, same with animation, same with games. I used to shit on people who spent a lot of time just making sketches and designs and like never actually making the comic. Well, caveat, that shit helps. Yeah, turns out all of that shit helps figuring that out. Also with colors, because if you're coloring it, you need to figure out what colors everything is going to be. Otherwise, you're doing it on the fly at the end, and you're rushing and you're staying up till like 4 in the morning. So pre-production, 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 pre-production. So yeah, I have to thank both of you for participating in Meimoa. You're posting amazing photos that you've scoured through the internet. Dee is actually drawing the prompts and she's posting it on her Facebook, and like, you guys, if the two of you are the only ones who participate, it will have been a motherfucking success.
I realize that, like, I don't know if I've ever actually done one of these like month-long things. At this point now, it's almost a point of pride of like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't care if I'm the only person posting this. Yeah. I'm just gonna do it because like I've searched the hashtag. It's like maybe 35 posts, and at least 4 of them are mine. Like, it's just no way around it.
That's so cool. That's so cool. I mean, that's like, everyone knows about Inktober. That's where Inktober started, is just Jake Parker like, I need to learn how to ink. So I'm gonna make this thing. And that's how it all starts out. It starts off as a fun thing, and you know.
So on the plus side, Meimoa 2025 is gonna be fucking fire. Yes. Fucking fire. I'm just excited about it.
I just want to shoot with him. Like,
I get it. Like, please understand. I wish more people were doing the hashtag because I've been tagging him in all of them, and I'm hoping at some point along the way, the publicist is like, Jesus fucking Christ, what is it with this fat asshole and tagging Jason in things? And then he's going to see it, and then he's going to see the prompt that you made, and he's going to be like, well, goddamn, that's genuinely kind.
Yeah. I want to go climbing with him. He so ill they started off as a climbing hold company. Now they do shoes and all sorts of apparel and stuff.
Yeah, shoes and bags and all sorts of stuff like that.
They have a Momoa line. He has masks now, face masks. Yes. And a portion of the proceeds go to a foundation that gets young people involved in climbing, which is super cool. They're all sold out. The May 20th shipment is sold out. The June 3rd shipment is sold out. You can get in on the July one, but you know, I think masks. I think we're just going to need to have masks from here on out. But
no, we totally were. Yeah, I was an early adopter of that because I followed them for a while, and I caught the drop when it came out.
Oh wow!
And yeah, it was like was debating on it, but they were like $21, I think, a mask, and not to S on the quality or anything else like that, but just one of those like really because good. I'm gonna play right now. Like it's one of those I don't necessarily need that. So decided against it, and luckily everyone else stepped up and decided to buy them. Shocker.
Yeah.
So like I assume they would be doing well.
They look great too because they got the little metal. They're the kind that's shaped over here. And they got
shape
the metal
your face. Yeah.
The metal thing here, and they got a little chin thing here, and they've got that that pattern that
his
Momoa has.
family crest.
Yeah. Fucking. Water protector guy, like charity stuff, Make-A-Wish, climber, like a fan, like he ticks all the boxes. If you
I get it.
Yeah.
If Jamie were to leave his wife, he'd be like, you know what? Fuck it. Yeah. I'm gay. That 100%. And I'm only gay for Jason Momoa. Like just because he's the only man who ticks all of the boxes.
Yeah, if you were to create the idealized human being, they would be generous, they would be kind, they would be empathetic, and they would be awesome.
I like all of these things. Plus, when he's bored, he hangs out and does target practice with tomahawks and drinks way too much Guinness. See, he's teching boxes for me too. Like, I'm here for all of this. Yeah, plays bass, like is big. It's big gearhead. Like just guys got me wanting to go buy an old motorcycle. Is really what it comes down to. Like, I don't need that kind of stress.
Yeah, I wanna see his Leica collection.
Yeah, Jason Momoa makes me want to be cooler. Is really what it comes down to. He rolls around. I'm like, life goals. I wish I could just kind of have this like, so I'm pretty and very hairy, and I hate cardio and beer's good, And let's go do some rad shit. And it's like, God damn, I'm swooning.
Were you the one who
basement's flooded?
Were you the one who posted that photo of like him and his climbing buddies, and they're all giant, like, and they're like,
oh,
they're all,
yeah.
And it was
yeah.
It was like V6 Club because none of us can do it, or something that.
Yeah. V6 Club because we're all too heavy to do anything higher.
Yeah,
and it was suddenly one of those like realistic goals. Like, you know what? Okay, I suddenly, knowing that I'm noob as shit at climbing, occasionally getting most of the way up a V2 makes me feel worlds better.
Oh yeah.
Versus like, yeah, you're fighting gravity. I shouldn't be making it to the top of much of anything when it comes to climbing. So like every time I end up like hitting something at the top, I'm like, nope. All I'm doing is defying Sir Isaac Newton and God at the same time.
Well, our good friend of the show, Dan Malaham is contemplating building his own wall in his backyard. So Brandon Chalmers, we might be able to reach that unattainable Momoa goal of climbing hard and being amazing.
I think you might be mistaken because we're still in a pandemic and we can't go visit Dan.
We have many wipes, and it will be very far away from his house because it's in the backyard. And so we'll do a set, and then we'll take a hose of alcohol and like.
Okay, yeah. So we're gonna have to pressure wash. Yeah, I'll bring my pressure washer over.
Yeah,
and then we can pressure wash the wall.
Yeah. No, I have it like we'll climb with Tyvek on. We'll just get in like a bodysuit and like ventilators, and we'll do that. It's like training in the gravity chamber in Dragon Ball Z because we'll be having all this terrible gear that you're not supposed to climb in.
Oh God!
And then when we take it off, we will be super amazing.
Okay, all right, I'm here for that.
So
I'm here for that. I'm with this idea. I like this idea. God.
Yeah.
Oh man, you just got me thinking about something that I saw yesterday. So, yesterday is May the 4th, right? We're recording currently on May the 5th.
May the 5th.
Star Wars Day. So it's on, the new movie's on Disney Plus, and they just released the last episode of Clone Wars, which if you haven't watched that, look at me right now. Go fucking watch the new season of Clone Wars. That last episode is killer. Mm-hmm. No spoilers. Mm-hmm. Killer. Anyway, so I, in my infinite wisdom, decide like, we'll throw on some Star Wars movies during the day. It'll be fun as we're just kind of BSing or what have you. And I, because it's me, decide to throw on episode 1. And it had been a while since I've seen episode 1.
You an angel?
God, his line, him saying yippee really just makes my soul hurt. Except for the realization that I'm pretty sure, like I am 100% sure Goku is the worst dad in all of everything.
Qui-Gon.
Close second, Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah. He's so bad. He's so bad.
Dude is the worst.
So bad. Well, we're going to take you, but fuck your mom.
Fuck that. What about the idea of fucking Obi-Wan's been ready for the trials for a while, but he's just hanging out with his boyfriend? Like, there is some creepy Batman and Robin shit going on with Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan. And the same one of like, you've been ready for the trials for some time. And it's just like, then fucking push him up.
Put me in the game, coach.
What are you doing? Thank you. Yeah, like where you been?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What
this
is
war
going
didn't
on?
start
Right. And then insists on okay. So Qui-Gon's on Tatooine, right?
Yeah.
Anakin's gonna race in the pod race. Qui-Gon bets for Anakin's freedom. Right? You heard Padme in the beginning talk about how slavery is illegal.
Yes.
Full stop.
Yes.
Not a conversation, not a like, hey, we're out here, what does it matter? Just very like, slavery, not okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Of all the fucking overtly racist things that George Lucas let go through that movie, I'm glad that slavery not being okay still a fucking line.
Yeah.
Now, Qui-Gon bets for Annie's freedom. And I have to ask the question, why doesn't he just take the mother? He's meant to uphold the law.
Well, we're not here to free slaves.
We're not.
The queen will understand. The queen agrees with me. We're not here to free slaves.
What?
But this boy, I'm going to take this boy.
Right. And more importantly, how is it no one, and I know this because when they talk about, when Padme shows up the first time and she meets Jar Jar, she looks at him slightly puzzled and goes, "You're a Gungan, right?" The Gungans are a race on the planet she's the queen of, and she can't recognize them because she views them as a lesser class.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So clearly, Padme, cool with racism. Not cool somehow with slavery by comparison, but whatever. She's the one who points out slavery's not okay. But no one, when fucking Qui-Gon tells the mom, I've bartered for his freedom, no one went, cool, but slavery's illegal, so you both are gonna... Because, like, what is Watto gonna do? Tell the Hutts? What, like Jabba would be thrilled with the idea of two Jedi hanging out, betting on his races?
Yeah, don't pull those threads, because that sweater will fall right the fuck apart.
Like, there's so many things. Like, the more I've watched that movie, the more I've realized, like, Jar Jar's bad, but he doesn't kill the movie for
He's
me.
not
like,
the problem with the film.
He's not the problem here.
No.
What the fuck, Qui-Gon? Like, and then after he gets the kid, when he could have taken the mom, he could have... Qui-Gon Jinn, in that one move, by taking Annie's mom and getting her to freedom, could have solved all of the problems. Because there's an argument to be had that if Anakin didn't have to slaughter the fucking sand people, then he may not have gone down that path, at least not as quickly.
No argument there.
Like...
No argument there. They would have had to come up with a more interesting story. No argument
I'm not
there.
saying that. I'm not saying that Annie wouldn't have ended up being Darth Vader at some point or what have you, but like, he could have had that bit of like, so when I was training and when I was still kind of a teenager, I may or may not have gone in and found someone who was raping my mom, and I may or may not have killed an entire village, including women and children. Just throwing that out there. What?
Qui-Gon did that kid dirty. Real dirty.
So then he forces him onto the plane. By the way, as a quick aside, we should have had the Naboo design every ship ever.
Oh, they're so pretty. The design work in the prequels is amazing. But
the Naboo ships especially, because all of them are fucking gorgeous. Mm-hmm. They're 1950s designs. Because every other piece of equipment in there is designed like a 1980s shitbox. Yeah. It's like hard corners and like black plastic bumpers and just like...
Yeah, that chrome ship, that chrome ship is a 20.
Yeah, the Naboo stuff looks like a 56 Chevy Bel Air, and everything else looks like a 92 Toyota Corolla. Like, it's just a lot of hard fucking lines and black bumpers.
Even their like fighter jets with like that orange, that yellow orange like swooping thing in the butt, like the fins.
Oh, that's cool looking.
So good.
Like,
good.
They design their main ship that Amidala's rolling around in looks like the fucking SR-71.
Her fucking pistol is
her
like
pistol
Art
looks
Deco.
rad.
Yeah, it's It's amazing.
Anyway, yeah. Okay. Then for some reason, after Qui-Gon forces somehow the rest of the council into training him, he then, instead of enrolling the kid in the classes that clearly in the other movies we cover exist, where Yoda, God forbid, trains younglings on how to be a Jedi, he's like, well, we have to go make sure that they're going to be doing the right thing, so we have to go to a war zone, so let me take this 7-year-old kid with me to a goddamn war zone, and then runs him around with everyone else, ends up in a hangar, he runs away. Qui-Gon never says a word about him running away from him. Not one. He climbs into a fighter ship, right? Slides out, shoots a bunch of droids, saves the day, and then Qui-Gon's statement to him is, don't leave the ship. Which, what?
He has a particular set of skills. Parenting is not among them.
You don't... No shit! Because his daughter gets kidnapped from under a bed. Like, I'm not... You know what? Fuck it. I'm not even mad. Liam Neeson on screen might be the second worst dad in all of film.
That's true. That's true. Oh, man.
Like, that's my call. It's just... one of these times I'd love for you and I know it's not at the core of the podcast, to just talk about bad fake dads.
Oh,
because
man. Yeah. I need to send you this video essay by Maggie Mayfish who talks about movie daddies. And
okay, yeah.
It's
like,
yeah.
Right, yeah, because like I would argue that every version of Adam Sandler from every Adam Sandler movie ever, including Little Nicky, is a better dad than Liam Neeson is in anything. In anything.
Yeah.
Like, when you're like, well, I could leave my son with this Jedi master or this guy who's speaking in tongues holding a giant gold, what looks like hockey stick but is a putter, wearing a Bruins jersey, and somehow the guy who responds with Jaja Bojo is a better dad than fucking Liam Neeson.
Now, there is one example of Liam Neeson being a decent father. Love Actually. He's pretty good with his kid in Love Actually. Like,
I don't remember the plot to Love Actually. I need to understand this.
It is many loves, but his kid has a crush on this girl, and instead of making fun of him as many parents do when their kid is that age, he says, "Well, let's figure it out." And he helps the kid learn how to play drums because the kid thinks that if he plays in the band, he'll get the attention of the girl. And he's like, "All right, you're going to learn how to play drums. We're going to watch rom-coms. We're going to do the thing. I will be here to support you." And it's great. Like he listens to his kid.
Right.
It is the one example that I can think of off the top of my head where Liam Neeson is a pretty decent father in that one movie. But I don't know. Qui-Gon definitely fucks the pooch on. Like he's almost indirectly responsible for the slaughter of an entire village of sand people because he didn't bother getting the mom in this society where slavery is illegal.
Yeah. I'm looking at, so there are, near as I can tell, he was in 3 Taken movies.
Oh God. Which are entertaining, but he's a terrible father.
Right. So we've got 3 Taken movies and 1 Star Wars movie. And I'd argue that, let's assume there's a 1-for-1 trade-off in this rule. Liam Neeson has got at least two really bad fucking movies where he's a bad dad. And I'd argue, like, it's been a while since I would take a guess as the movies Cold Pursuit, The Gray, Unknown, and Run All Night. He probably A, has a kid, and B, probably is ignoring that kid.
Yeah, because you never see the kid in the previews.
Yeah, there's a reason for that.
Because the kid ain't around. Because he ain't around.
Yeah.
He's a shit dad.
Also, am I mistaken? Was he a fucking asshole in Schindler's List?
I never saw that movie.
Okay. I'll have to figure out what he is in Schindler's List because it's been forever since I've seen it.
Yeah, I've never seen it. That came out, I think that came out when I was in high school or something. But that, I never saw that. Or in college?
He plays Oscar Schindler. So I'm going to assume that he's fucking awful.
God.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. After joining the Nazi party, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so yeah. So he plays an actual Nazi. So...
Yeah, I don't think Love Actually makes up for that. I think that's not true. Love Actually.
Yeah, like
Qui-Gon Jinn
and plays an actual Nazi. Qui-Gon. Hang on, let me define this in the way of the internet. Plays a Nazi. Qui-Gon Jinn. Just
Love Actually.
So this way, everyone jumps off my nuts about being a prequels apologist.
Oh man, Brandon.
Anyway, yeah. So, anyway, I rewatched episode 9, and I'm less mad about the beginning and bothered to. So the beginning, right, where they steal the jumping through space.
Oh yeah, the warp skipping or not warp.
Yeah. The thing that they stole from the Guardians.
Yeah.
So, come to find out, there's a character that you see in the beginning who basically gives them the secrets or whatever it is, named Bolio.
Yeah.
No. The guy who's like has that weird Australian accent who sounds like, I don't know what's gonna happen here. Name Bolio, physically acted by a guy who has been in multiple episodes of Doctor Who, and who's done a bunch of children's shows, and voiced by Mark fucking Hamill. So I'd like to go on record as retracting my statement. I still think the jumping through time thing was a fucking weird way to start the movie.
Mm-hmm.
But when Bolio's head ended up on the table...
Yeah.
Because Kylo Ren took it off, I literally shouted at my television, "Fuck yeah, dicks out for Bolio!" And just, which,
dicks out for Bolio.
Dicks out for Bolio. That's all I'm saying.
I'm gonna make a shirt now, man. It's just gonna be Bolio's face.
Just justice for Bolio.
Justice for Bolio.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
Bolio didn't die so that I could sit around and not do anything. That's all I'm saying. I want a haircut, Jamie. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
You got a lawnmower.
The amount of times I've debated that lately, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how anyone grows out an undercut. And I hope I never gave anyone a hard time about that because, Jesus Christ, this is the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
Any hoozle. So, boy, howdy. We are a fair bit into this. Yeah. Jamie Noguchi, what are you geeking out about? Because I realized we never got
Oh, shit. I never got to it. So, it's my birthday this week.
Yeah, it is.
And there ain't shit to do. So, tomorrow... I might post this tomorrow. I don't know. Whenever I post this.
Hang on. So that people understand, your birthday is when?
May
Tomorrow?
6th. May 6th.
May 6th. So if anyone sees this, there's a good chance. We usually post these on what, Friday?
We usually post this anytime between Wednesday and Friday. So sometimes it's Wednesday, sometimes it's Thursday, sometimes it's Friday.
Okay, so if anyone sees this late, feel free to shoot Jamie a belated birthday message if you hadn't had a chance to see him, if you're not friends with him on Facebook or wherever else. But what are you thinking there, bro? Like, what's the game plan for your birthday?
So, it's funny. We got married on May the 4th, before May the 4th be with you. That whole thing started. So
really?
Yeah, the 4th. So Monday was our 13th anniversary. The only reason
Congratulations, man.
The only reason I remember it is because we got married when I was 30, so it's easy to add up the numbers. So tomorrow, I don't know. We can't go anywhere. We can't like my wish would be to go to a sushi restaurant, and I would eat a sushi boat. I don't care what anyone else gets, but I'm getting the boat for myself to put inside my face. That's not going to happen anytime soon. So instead, me and Hazel are going to be super geeky and just play PS4 games tomorrow. So
that's awesome.
After she does the school stuff and does her work and we do our calls and we do some exercise because we need to get outside and exercise. I looked at a bunch of different games. I got Patapon. It was a rhythm game for like the Sony, the PS Portable, the Vita, the thing.
Oh, the Vita. Okay, yeah. I think it's the Vita. Go ahead. Yeah.
So I picked that up. There's like a Pac-Man Championship Edition, which has like crazy wild effects and stuff.
That's cool.
I picked up a Guilty Gear, but I can't figure out how to play it because it says I get stuck in this loop where it's like start a game without writing save data, or where it says like we have no save data, or we'll start a game without or set up a new save. There's an infinite loop where it doesn't matter what I click on, it just keeps kicking me back to the start screen. So I have to figure out how to unfuck that. But yeah, we're just gonna play some dumb games and see how lazy and stupid we can get.
That's awesome.
So that should be cool. She's already playing Cut the Rope, which is a mobile game.
Yeah, a very, very cute mobile game too.
Yeah, so she and Audrey play Cut the Rope. We give her a choice between like a half hour of TV or a half hour of gaming. And lately she's been choosing to play video games, which I guess is kind of cool.
That makes sense. Yeah, it's interactive.
Yeah, so that is my grand birthday plan. When all of this is over, when we actually can go someplace, I still want to eat an entire sushi boat like I did that one.
We're doing that. Put me on the record, Jamie Noguchi. I'm going on record. We are doing the following things in a post-celebration of your birthday. We will go to whatever sushi joint you'd like. I don't care where it is.
Nice.
Feel free to motherfuck me on that. we can hop on. You could be like, I want to go to San Francisco. We are going to fucking we won't even get a hotel. It'll be sushi and then meat sweats on the way back.
Yeah, we'll fly out, we'll eat, we'll fly home.
We'll fly out, eat, and then go right back. Yeah, like we land and I look at you and I go, we have 9 hours to eat your weight in sushi. And you're just like, fucking hell. Yeah. And I just hand you my credit card and we just go.
God, Little Tokyo in fucking LA. I made a mistake. Nice. I went to a sushi joint and I just kept ordering stuff, and the bill came in. The bill came in. I was like, "Oh, there's an extra. That's a big number in the front.
There's an extra digit on that one in there."
Oh, it was close. It was real close.
Right on.
It were real close, and I was like,
"I've done that. I've totally done that. Where I'm just like, yeah, let me try this, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh." All right.
And it was great because you sit at the bar and like they yell at you in Japanese. And I'm like, yeah, what he said. Get it.
Fuck it. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, video games. I love video games. I can't remember when me and my brother started playing, but my parents had the old Atari, like the 2600.
Yeah.
So, and they had the paddle. There was like a paddle game. It was like a Pong, we had Pong, but there was also a circus game where like you had a seesaw and the person would bounce and you'd have to catch them. And
okay, gotcha.
It was awful. It was like 4-bit graphics. But it was fun as hell. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, you know, they always tell you when you're raising your kids, like, try to limit screen time because blah, blah. Them motherfuckers didn't account for a pandemic. So we playing video games tomorrow.
No, I get that. Like, I get the idea of don't let the TV be your kid's babysitter, but at the same time, like with everything going on, especially, I really think it's don't let your kids strictly be watching bullshit and help them learn with some stuff.
Oh, I forgot. We did watch a bunch of Star Wars stuff on Monday with Hazel.
Disney Plus?
Yeah,
okay.
Disney Plus. They have like they did a series of like 4-minute shorts animation of all the women in the Star Wars universe, like little adventures. Forces of Destiny, that's what it is.
I saw that. Okay.
And she loved it. It was great because you have like a little thing with Rey and BB-8. You have a thing with Ahsoka. There was like a crossover with Jyn Erso and Sabine. They run into each other.
Okay, that's cool.
There's a thing with Princess Leia and Sabine. Princess Leia and Sabine hang out with each other on one episode.
Nice. Okay.
So it was really cool, and then I was like, man, I gotta watch some Rebels because.
Yeah, I need to watch Rebels as well. I've heard it's very good.
And then we did one of the Lego Star Wars, like the quest for the holocrons or whatever. And all of the jokes are great. Like Qui-Gon Jinn comes back as a Force ghost, and they didn't mean to call him, but they were like, Yoda was like, here, try to open this jar of pickles. And he's like, oh, yes, I do have a special set of skills to be able to open pickles. Like they have all these great jokes.
I love any sort of children's, and any well-written children's show has jokes for both adults and kids. That is a fucking 20.
Yeah. So, Brandon, in the spirit of May the 4th, in the spirit of the Star Wars, we are going to talk about the final 4 episodes of the Clone Wars.
Hang on, are we about to spoiler everyone?
Yes, we are going. We are going to spoil. You mentioned no spoilers earlier in the episode, but now we are going to go into spoiler territory because there are things we should discuss. I have questions.
Okay, that is totally fair. So just to caveat, just to bring it back around for everyone.
Yes,
kids, look at me. Okay, if you're watching this online, you can see my face. If you can hear me, if you can hear the dulcet tones of my voice, I'd like you to take a moment. That if you haven't seen, if you haven't embraced, if you haven't watched the last 4 episodes of Clone Wars. Let's say you don't have Disney Plus. Let's say you don't plan on having Disney Plus, but you'd like to see it at some point along the way. Respectively, I'd like to thank you for your time. I appreciate your listenership. I'll talk to you next week, and we love you very much. Now, if you have Disney Plus, go watch that shit. What is the fuck wrong with you? Jesus Christ, the Mandalorian's been over for like weeks now. Go fucking watch that shit. What is wrong with you? Okay. Now, we are going to talk about this. Spoilers be damned.
Spoilers be damned. Spoilers be damned.
Yeah. Jamie Noguchi, if you remember this, do me a favor in the description of it. If you could just mention spoilers at whatever mark or something like that in the show notes.
I'll just put
it so that people have an idea of like, just a heads up.
Yeah.
So this way no one gets upset about anything.
I'll just say spoilers are at the end. We talk about all the other stuff, but to this topic is spoilery.
Yeah.
So
Yep. Yeah.
And there will be ample warning. That. Well, there'll be ample warning because we're yelling at you right now. Spoiler. Now,
hear me. If for some reason I find out you message Jamie and you're like, the fuck, dude, you ruined Clone Wars for me. I'm going to find out your name and I'm going to make a video post personally calling you out for being a fucking moron. Okay? I'm going to put my name on it. You're going to see this face and it's going to be so-and-so, we fucking warned you. I'm not going to hide behind a keyboard. You're going to see my face. It's going to be a fucking political ad. My name is Brandon Chalmers, and I approve this message.
With like fucking piano idiot. Music in the background, like ding.
I'm good with that. Yeah, like I will gladly find some open source shit to play in the background.
Yeah,
I'll have an American flag behind me. I'll have my girlfriend flutter it behind me in the most poor production version of this shit while I call you an idiot. Okay, now we've said our piece. We've warned you about spoilers. Jamie Noguchi.
Yeah.
What are your questions?
I am late to the Clone Wars game. I did not watch it when it came out. I tried catching up when it was on Netflix. I got bored because I started at the first season, and I don't know if it gets better. I haven't really watched any of it. When The Mandalorian came out with, and there was that episode at the very end of The Mandalorian with the Darksaber, which we just, again, spoilers. I was like, this is some interesting shit. I want to learn more about Mandalorians. So I went back and watched all the episodes with Mandalorians from the Clone Wars and from Rebels. So I know Maul is still around somehow. So I was also not expecting the last 4 episodes to be like a movie. Because the entire time I was watching season 7, I was like, this is interesting stuff, but also what is the point of this show?
Right.
Because ostensibly, end of season 6 goes into the movie. Like, the Clone Wars happens, and then I don't know, because I never watched season 6, but my impression was after season 6 that leads directly to the movies. So I was like, okay, well they're doing this final season. What is this show about? Because we're introduced to the Bad Bunch, which is great. Then they disappeared. We're introduced to like these 2 techs from the down below in Coruscant, which is interesting. And then they fuck off. And we're told stuff about Ahsoka Tano that we already knew. Like, we already know that she's a Jedi at heart. We already know that she's generous and she doesn't necessarily believe in the mission, but she still wants to help you. Like, these are cool things, but they, character-wise, they don't really add to the story. Like, we already feel like we already love the clones.
Yeah, okay, so I was a little confused by this as well. So the first couple episodes with the crew of like off-born, I don't know the best way to put this, like one-off clone troopers who end up having the special abilities or whatever it is, the Bad Bunch.
The Bad Bunch.
They're rad.
They are amazing.
And it very much felt like and now that I say this, I realize what it is it's the rise of the story arc of Rex so that you care about Rex.
I agree, but we already did.
Right, but what I'm saying is why is Rex singled out so much in that sense? Mm-hmm. And I think if you take the entire season as a builder, the first half was to have you care about the humanity of Rex.
Mm-hmm. And the clones too, I guess.
Yeah, but like Rex especially though, because he's chasing Fives and you realize the backstory of that. And like, if you haven't had a chance to go watch Clone Wars, and I know that's it's a lot.
It's an anime. It's like telling someone to start One Piece, and you're like, Alex, help me.
Yeah, no, I don't know the best way to put that is, I don't know if it's best to like. I'm sure somewhere online there is a like must watch 20 episodes of Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Up until the last season that you could probably tear through in a reasonable amount of time, and that's I don't think you necessarily miss anything.
Yeah.
Though I would argue that if it doesn't cover rad stuff like the couple episodes of Kit Fisto or fucking Master Plo Koon, like you're missing out on some rad shit, because the idea of them getting into, they have an adorable episode where the younglings go to the ice temple where all of the lightsabers come from, and they all find their crystals and basically have their own story arc.
Fuck, I want to watch that one.
Find the things. Yeah, like they find the things, like the temple is designed to basically have you overcome your fears.
Yeah.
And there's a Wookiee.
Oh.
And him's a little Wookiee, and he's adorable.
Aww.
And I forget what he's afraid of. I don't know if it's like heights or water or something like that, but like he basically has to like walk across this frozen lake, but he has to have the confidence that his steps towards something are more important than the fear that faces in front of him, and that, you know, he needs to work it out. And then preceding episodes where he gets his crystal, and then the rest of the kids give him a hard time because he wants to make his lightsaber handle out of wood.
Oh, yeah.
And there's apparently like this super hard wood that's like as hard as steel that's found on Kashyyyk that is like the thing. So he's got a wooden handle on his lightsaber.
I think I've seen fan designs of that. It looks amazing.
Fucking adorable, and like he's delightful. Yeah, the whole thing is great, and it shows this mix of like different races and different backgrounds and genders and and like it's very good.
I'll have to check that out.
Clone Wars is a delightful way. Yeah, like Clone Wars is a delightful way for you to. And I will say animation gets much better. By the time they got to season 7, they really worked their animation style out. The first couple seasons are a little janky. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
but the lighting is phenomenal. The way the saber fights are great. Like
the saber fights are super fucking great.
The blades look great. Yeah, you can tell they've improved so much.
Yeah, but like they turn General Grievous into a whole thing. There's a whole thing with Asajj Ventress. They tell a whole background story of Darth Maul and Darth Maul's family and Darth Maul
is amazing.
Home world, like the home world, where you realize that like the women are actually the strong ones and the males are the weak ones, and you realize like there's only but so many of them that really get this like praise to be someone like Darth Maul, and like. It's super good.
Maul turned out to be one of my favorite characters, and he was nothing. Episode 1, he was just there. He was a waste of space. You could have replaced him you could have replaced Darth Maul with a lamp that had 2 swords on it, because there was no character in him. Like
they didn't give him any ability. And what was he fighting against? Liam and
exactly.
Character ability. Well, hang on a second. I literally just watched episode 1. I'm going to fight you about this.
He wears a cloak, and he has a great look, and that's it.
Cool. Tell me what Obi-Wan did in New Hope that was any different.
In New Hope, he tells the whole story about, like, the Force, the Jedi, the history of everything. He tells Luke about all this dumb shit.
No, he fucking doesn't. He tells his dad that his father was a great fighter pilot and fucking gloms over everything else, puts him in a helmet without a visor and lets him get shot in the ass, and then falls into a pile of laundry halfway through the fucking movie.
But Maul doesn't do anything. He says one line. Yes, my master.
Liam Neeson in half and ends the reign of the second worst dad in cinema.
And that's why I think he could be replaced by a lamp with knives, because he moves amazingly. He does everything great, but that could have been anybody.
No.
It could have been anybody.
No.
It could have been anybody.
No, because that look that he gave, when you see it the first time, the fucking anger in Obi-Wan's face when he cuts him down is fucking great. And the fact that Maul looks excited after he fucking stabs Qui-Gon in the stomach and then stares Obi-Wan down like, what now, bitch?
He's like,
what now?
I knew you were a terrible dad. I'm from CPS, and I'm here to save the kid.
Right. Yeah, like,
okay.
I'd argue that is more a fault of Ray Park, to my understanding, not having a whole lot of acting chops.
Sure. But
go ahead.
No, but he was used terribly in that movie. He was used terribly.
Yeah.
And that's why I think he could be replaced with a lamp, because the way he was used, it should have had more of an impact, and it was nothing. It fell flat. So sure, he kills Qui-Gon Jinn, but we already didn't like him anyway. So when Obi-Wan kills him, we don't get that rush when Luke defeats Vader or anything like that. It's just,
sure you do.
I didn't. When I was in the theater, I was like, Well, that was a waste.
Defeating Vader was fucking lame, for one. And two, why does everyone have to be everybody else's fucking kid or grandkid for a fucking death in Star Wars to matter?
I don't care about his backstory. I just wanted Maul to have more of an impact in the movie. Like
that, I mean, that's fine, but I would argue on this scale, I cared more about Nick Nolte's character in The Mandalorian dying than I did about Vader ever dying.
Mm-hmm. All this to say, I think what they've done to Maul in the Clone Wars is superior to what they did with him in that movie.
Oh, no argument. But I've always, I mean, if you go back and listen to one of our episodes, I think we talk about like prequels and everything else like that and what have you. I've always thought that Maul, there should be a story arc where Maul goes back and tries to take out Obi-Wan, and Obi-Wan should be the one to actually strike him down.
Yeah.
And the fact that they leave it open like that is fucking great.
Brandon, they have a resolution in Rebels. You need to watch it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's really good. It's really good.
Does he die?
It's what you should do is you should watch the fight from the movie.
Does he die?
And then watch the fight from the show because he does something that Qui-Gon Jinn didn't, and then it's good. It's real good.
Yeah.
Everything they've done with Maul since has made Maul much better.
Yeah. Yeah, and I've got no argument.
And from going from a character who I had no fucks, I did not care about Darth Maul at all. Design-wise, amazing. The way it was used, bleh. And now, if I went back to watch Episode 1 again with all of this backstory to see where Maul has come from and to see where he's going, I'd be like, all right, well, this is a lot cooler than I thought it was.
I would like to ask a question reasonably. Did you ever think Boba Fett was rad?
No.
Okay, then I retract my statement. Continue on.
No, I did not.
That's fine. I'm good. I've had this where I've talked to friends where they think Darth Maul's lame, but they think Boba Fett's rad.
No.
And I shout fucking heresy because I'm like, what the fuck did Boba Fett do that Darth Maul didn't? Because at least fucking Darth Maul managed to take out a Jedi.
Yeah.
Boba Fett managed to fall over into a pit.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. Ray Park did as best as he could to bring life to that character. The way Darth Maul moves is lethal. It's just it was a poor scene. It didn't. I don't know. I have issues with the way they used him in that movie.
No, that I can totally agree with. But I think that's us picking a fight with a lot of things that George Lucas did in the prequels, and that's I can't argue with that. I wish that Darth Maul had more. Yeah. I genuinely have always liked Darth Maul. I thought he was rad. I always thought, by comparison, he was much cooler than Darth Vader.
Yeah. I mean, especially...
Like, I've never been a fan of Vader. I always thought, like, between Dooku and Maul, they were much more imposing characters.
Yeah.
Like, Dooku especially.
Yeah.
Like, one, the fact that he walked around fucking not talking about being called Darth fucking Tyrannus?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
How do you not have that on a goddamn business card and fucking fan them shits out?
With that voice, man. That just...
Yes. Yes.
That Christopher Lee voice.
That Christopher Lee literally fronted a metal band. Christopher Lee voice. How do you not... Fucking the bat. He had a lightsaber that had a fucking curve to it. I know that's where you're going. Like, just,
because it gives you extra leverage when you're going this way to chop a motherfucker in half.
Fuck that. He's got the only lightsaber that can open a beer bottle. Like, fucking popping tops. Yeah, like,
and see, they did a lot more with him than they did with Maul, and I wanted that. I wanted that to happen, and the fact that we have more of Maul now, I'm so happy. Like, I'm so happy that they've done more with him.
I can't argue that, but like, I think by comparison, I always found Dooku to be a much better villain than I found Vader, just because he always seems so much more calculating, and like by comparison, especially after seeing all the fights. The idea that Dooku stands toe-to-toe with flippy fuck Yoda,
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. Ain't no Vader standing off against flippy fuck Yoda.
Yeah.
Get out of here with that shit.
And I think that's the problem with the prequels, is because like they've improved so much on the sword fighting that when you go back and you watch the old stuff, it really looks bad. Like the way Vader moves is not scary at all. Like
right, but what I'm saying is, like, even by comparison to Episode 3 fight between Anakin and Obi-Wan, which is a really impressive lightsaber fight in all fairness.
Yeah.
It ain't no fucking Dooku versus fucking Yoda. Like, like genuinely, like it ain't the fucking same.
And Christopher Lee can sell it so well.
Of course he can.
That's
like the guy does so much less with so much more, pulling things across and the force lightning and everything. Like, he's so much better at just chewing fucking scenery.
I think that's it. I think he's a better seller than whoever they got to. I don't know the actor's name, but the suit actor for Vader, Christopher Lee, sells it much better than that suit actor.
But because he had facial actions.
Yeah.
Like, Christopher Lee is the prequel's equivalent of Val Kilmer in Tombstone. Like, that dude in every scene he's in has the most commanding voice, the biggest presence, the biggest gravitas. Like, that guy he stands in a room and he stands a little taller than everyone else, even if he stands next to somebody from fucking Camino and is somehow taller than an 11-foot fucking alien. Because he's just kind of, he just kind of picks himself up and he's kind of all shoulders and he just boasts his voice out. It's just the Jedi. And I'm just like, y'all kind of fucked. Because,
Dooku here. Dooku coming. Y'all better run, Dooku.
My kingdom for a throwdown between Dooku and fucking Sam Jackson. Mace Windu.
Yeah. That would have been so great.
Though, in all fairness, I'm really sad that Sam Jackson wasn't able to be more Sam Jackson.
Oh, yeah. Talk about, like, sucking all the life out of your performance. I've never seen him wooden.
He was very wooden, and I'll agree with that. I'd argue of that crew, he was probably the most, like... I wanted him to be more Nick Fury and less... coat rack.
Yeah. And the era that we're talking about, you could have done that. It's the High Council.
Right, but
we're in a war.
I don't expect George Lucas to be able to get that out of anyone.
For sure. And I think Chris, the reason Dooku is so good is because Christopher Lee is like, I know what I'm here to do.
Right, yeah. Christopher Lee could have shown up and basically kind of done anything, really.
Yeah.
And I genuinely think he could have, if he could have strong-armed George Lucas into thinking that his character needed more gravitas, more this, more that. Like, I'm relatively convinced he was basically like, I'm going to turn this shit into Macbeth. And even if I'm the only one in this play, I'm going to act the fuck out of this. Well, I'm good.
I feel like Sam Jackson could have pulled a little bit more weight because he got his purple lightsaber.
And he got his purple lightsaber.
And I feel like he was
I don't know.
I feel like he was so in awe of the Star Wars that he didn't feel like he could push it. Because I think Mace Windu could have been amazing.
Like I wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah.
I'm curious in retrospect if at the time in the, what are we talking, late 90s when that was shot, if there was enough there that, because I don't remember where he was in his career, but I know he wasn't like
Pulp Fiction. He had come off of Pulp Fiction, and that was huge.
Yeah, like it was huge, but he was just kind of coming into him being Sam motherfucking Jackson.
Yeah.
Rather than kind of working actor trying to get whatever it is. So maybe he just wanted the paycheck and the gravitas of being able to say, how many motherfuckers are black in Star Wars?
And have a purple motherfucking lightsaber.
Right, because, like, unless the timeline is off, near as I can tell, in the Star Wars universe, because I just watched episode 9, there's that delightful stormtrooper at the end who's talking to Lando, and Lando, in the smoothest of the is like, well, I guess we'll go find your dad. And at no point along the way do I ever not think that scene is longer, where he just goes, so how old are you now? So where do you think you're born? Well, I definitely wasn't there that time. I know that much. It's like,
oh man, Brandon.
Because I could easily see fucking him lean into the camera and go, well, there's Finn's family and there's my family, and then that's the end of the black people in the Star Wars universe. So I'm not 100% sure where you came from, but maybe you and Finn are brothers. Yeah. I just because the fuck.
She is his daughter.
But fuck you for assuming that.
No,
come on.
She is his daughter. That has come out in post. From official Star Wars shit. What? She is his daughter because Lando.
Why do we have to do this?
Because Lando had a daughter who was stolen as a baby, and so that's yeah. Yeah, I hate Star Wars. Yeah, I hate that movie so much. I hate that movie so much because it's why couldn't she have just been someone else? No, she has to be Lando's daughter.
Yeah, does she have to do this?
Nope.
Why do we do that? I hate that a joke that I make about Star Wars not having enough African-American characters ends up actually being fucking canon because somehow we refuse. We're good with a bunch of different alien species, but for some reason, we're not able to have, so where does Finn come from then? Did Lando have a son that got fucking stolen too, or just a daughter?
Well, for some reason, they're not going to reveal that one.
God, fuck.
Yeah, no, they keep coming out with new shit too. Did you know that the people on Exegol were Sith cultists? No, we don't know that. You know why we don't know that? Because he didn't tell us in the movie. Yeah.
No, fucking stop J.K. Rowling this fucking shit. Stop making everyone gay.
Hey, Brandon.
You just don't. No, hey, Brandon, stop it.
Did you know that the Sith don't go to the bathroom? They just magically Sith it away.
Well, no, I understand that. I hate to say it this way, but the idea of the Sith and the leader of North Korea being essentially the same makes a lot of sense to me. If you genuinely, if we created a website where we listed facts about the Sith, but instead of actually having facts about the Sith, there were 3 of them, and the rest of them were things that the North Korean leader has said about themselves, I don't know if we could tell the difference.
Yeah, I have no idea. So let's
anyway, Clone Wars.
Yeah, let's finally go back to the Clone Wars. Darth Maul is amazing. Ahsoka Tano is amazing.
Yes.
But like I said, I don't know why we needed the aside with the 2 mechanics. I love them; they're great characters, but I don't know. I
think we needed to reappropriate ourselves with Ahsoka and let her live in this universe, because if we... Okay, so let's assume we came off the Bad Bunch, right? And then immediately turned to Ahsoka getting approached by the people from Mandalore, right? We'd be like, the fuck is going on with Ahsoka? How did she end up hanging out with these people? So, I almost think you need that palate cleanser of... Hey, so Ahsoka's here, and you're like, okay, cool. And you need that, so Ahsoka met some friends, and Ahsoka's doing the right thing, and Ahsoka still is good of heart, and even faced with what's going on, Ahsoka can't help but be a Jedi. And you're like, okay, all of this tracks. So, I understand the thought process, because when I saw it, initially, I was like, this really feels like we're paying, for the lack of a better way to put it, we're paying lip service to the only real strong female character that the Jedi have had in some time.
Yeah.
And it makes sense to do from a financial standpoint in the Star Wars universe, but also it feels very heavy-handed that we just suddenly decide to shift gears And in retrospect now, I'm wondering if maybe, just like I said, maybe you just needed that ginger, like you need that palate cleanser to kind of let us shift gears.
Yeah.
So when Rex shows back up, when Ahsoka gets through the whole thing with the Spice Runners and everything like that, and then she gets approached by Death Watch, and I'm like, fucking cool, Death Watch is back. I'm excited.
Yeah.
And then we find out about Maul, and there's like that lead in. I was like, fuck, here we go.
Yeah.
And I was a little worried when they brought in Obi-Wan and Anakin, because I was like, okay, this feels right. We're going to bring in Anakin and Obi-Wan, and they're going to save the day. And they're going to make this the fucking Anakin and Obi-Wan show like they always have, and yada, yada, yada.
I got that feeling, too.
Ahsoka's going to be there, and she's going to end up doing something really good, but it ain't going to be all that serious, and that makes sense, and, we'll end with the theme, and yada, yada, yada. Okay, cool. And then all of a sudden, like, Anakin has to back out. Right, yeah, like, Grievous... Thing I will give them the absolute credit for. Grievous is apparently attacking Coruscant. They never go back.
Yeah.
Grievous is tearing apart the home planet, and they never bother to check in on them after that point. Like, Anakin hands her the lightsabers, and then they fuck off. I was like,
yeah,
okay,
that was amazing to me, because I felt the same way that you did when they showed up. I was like, all right, well, we did all this character building with Ahsoka, and now it's all gone. Nope.
Right, because especially when you see Obi-Wan show up in that one episode where like Rex is storming the like Anakin's there with Rex, and they're going to storm the bridge and yada yada, and like the clone troopers are down. Fucking Obi-Wan shows up looking like fucking Samurai Jack.
Yeah.
Because he shows up and there's like explosions and his hair's like wafting in the wind.
Yeah.
And there's this big upshot and he looks like a fucking titan.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay. And as an old school, especially Clone Wars Obi-Wan Mark, Obi-Wan's probably my personal favorite character from the Clone Wars, because I fucking love every bit of it. Of him with the leader of Mandalore and the backstory of it all, and him being kind of like good dad, and him being kind of reluctant, and him giving Anakin shit, and just all of it. I love it. I love every fucking bit of it. I can't help but eat that shit up. I know what that says about me. I don't care. I fucking love him. So when he showed up and it looked like a goddamn Spank Bang film, I was like, fucking here for this. Dude, this
ropes,
shit. I'm excited. Yeah, just ropes. Just look like silly string just all over my goddamn living room. And I'm here for it. And then we shift gears, and I was like, okay, all right. I guess we're gonna go this direction.
Yeah.
And I was genuinely blown away with the direction they headed.
Yeah.
And those last two episodes, especially that last one, shows some really interesting things. Like, because after watching episode 9 and then watching that last episode of Clone Wars, I don't know if you realize it, but the scene where Ahsoka's trying to hold back Darth Maul's ship, and the scene where Rey is trying to hold back the ship that she thinks stole Chewie, is almost identical.
Yeah.
And it shows like this, like, you realize Luke early on had trouble lifting his goddamn ship out of the water.
Yeah. And these two are just
both Rey and Ahsoka. Right. Yeah. A ship genuinely fucking thrusters at max trying to pull away, and they're both holding it there and then decide to let it go so that they can save their friends.
Yeah.
As a choice of just, we'll get him back, and also, fuck it, I'll deal with Maul later.
Yeah. I'm going to hang out with my friend Rex and make sure he doesn't, like... I know Rex would sacrifice himself, but I'm not going to let him.
Yeah, this, like, I'm not going to let Rex die.
Yeah. Because Rex would totally do that.
Right! Like, and I realize now, in retrospect, having that scene with the rest of the company all painting their helmets to look like Ahsoka's face, and then having Ahsoka's company essentially hunt her down was fucking heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Because you almost need, like, you knew Ahsoka was a good person, but the idea of her refusing to kill them, like, please understand, I am not that person. You put a lightsaber in my hand and tell me that they're hunting me down, I'd look at Rex and go, I'm sorry, but we're going to make it out of here. And I had taken off every fucking head in that joint. Like, there wouldn't have been a hesitation there.
Yeah.
I had teamed up with Maul, taken every head off, and then head straight to Coruscant. Without almost fucking question.
I almost thought that she was. Because, like, who knows? But the fact that she didn't was amazing.
Right, yeah. The fact that she releases Maul and then sends him off, you know, how about you give me... No. Fuck you. Go cause a distraction. Like, whoa. Like, because every part of my wrestling brain is like, fucking team up? Are we doing a team up?
Yeah.
I know he's going to turn on her eventually, but are we teaming up? Is this what's happening right now? And just like, and then all of a sudden she's immediately like, no.
You're not in the NWO. Bitch. It's Wolfpack for life.
Yeah, right. Yeah. She's like, look, Rex and I, we cool. The droids and I, we cool. Go ahead, Virgil. Roll on. Go ahead. Now, you're going to live to see another day, but you're going to be signing fucking autographs at a fucking Outer Rim planet. That's what's going to be happening right now.
Oh, no.
Go ahead. Go sign autographs at the Outer Rim.
Sad Maul is Virgil. Oh,
no. Like, just, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I usually watch things on the side while I'm working. When these last 4 episodes, I was just dead center staring at it.
Yeah.
When I think it was like 6, 7, 8. I don't know when the first one started, and they did the soundtrack, like I was the fanfare hit, and I was like, wait, what? That's not how Clone Wars starts.
Yeah,
and it had the Star Wars thing, and I was like, oh shit, what are they doing?
Like, right? Yeah, and I knew things were different when they ended the second to last episode on that down note of music.
Yeah,
and then that last one ending in almost silence.
Mm-hmm.
Like that last scene, especially, Jesus Christ, that last scene.
Yeah,
up until when Vader shows up, because genuinely, I could have done without Vader showing up in there.
Yeah.
That last scene, you see Ahsoka, all of the helmets lined up and the graves, and the idea that I don't know who insisted on it, or they both did, to bury their friends.
Yeah. Is
so fucking sad.
Yeah. It hit hard. It hit hard.
It hit so hard. Because, like, I'm watching that, I was like, I just feel bad.
That's your homies, and your homies were programmed to do it, and they had no choice. And but you still, right? They're your homies.
Yeah, like it didn't even feel like Empire ends on a down note, but there still feels like a lot of hope there, and the end of Clone Wars, that felt like survival.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it felt like every bad episode, like every fucking heartbreaking episode of The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, well, this person's dead and this person's dead. We're almost out of food. Everyone's encroaching on everything, and I don't know what to do, and baby won't stop crying.
Our heroes go off into the sunset, and it's not a hopeful sunset because all their homies are dead.
But like, we don't even know... And I hope this is the case. I know that they just released that, like, Taika Waititi's doing a new movie, and they've got another Emmy award-winning writer doing another TV show, but I don't know if it's live action or not.
Yeah.
I'm going to go on record as saying I hope it's animated, and I hope it picks up right where that one left off with Ahsoka and Rex.
I really want to know what happens to Rex.
I want to know. I want to know what happens to the both of them.
I want to know,
like,
and I want to know if the Bad Batch, if they had bad chips, or if they were somehow immune to Order 66.
Yeah, I don't know. Right, like,
because they introduced them and then they're gone,
that?
And we don't revisit them. So there's room for them to have somehow made it.
No. Let's understand. The Bad Batch will never return.
Ugh.
They'll be idolized. People will get tattoos of them. They'll make backpacks of them. They'll talk about how amazing they are. And then a new version of the Bad Batch will show up that will be much better than the original, because we come to find out that the Bad Batch all fell into a hole and died. Oh no, Boba Fett fans. So...
And then there will be a new show of the Bad Batch where it's like the ancestors of the Bad Batch, and they have like the same armor, but it's better armor and it's silver.
Yeah. Yep.
And they have a baby Jar Jar instead of a baby Yoda, and it's all good.
Yeah, it'll be super great. Yeah,
baby Gunga. But yeah, I mean, I'll be happy if we never get to see what happens next, but I will be equally happy to see what happens next, because
man. Yeah.
That was a dick punch. Just like, whoa.
That was fucking rough. Like, I don't know what to think of any of that.
And for Star Wars to do that, I mean, Rogue One ends. Yeah, I mean, me too. Rogue One ends with everyone dead. But you know what's going to happen next, because we right into New Hope and stuff.
Right. You knew that was going to happen, though. When you went into that, you knew ain't nobody making out of that shit.
Yeah. And this one,
no fucking shout out to that moment when she goes to fucking save Rex's life and calls out some Donnie Yen shit. Yeah. I'm the force of forces with me. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I'm one with the force. It's like,
hell yes. Yeah. Yep. Hell yes.
Yeah. And I mean, bleak shit probably maybe isn't the best in these days, but this was great. This was great.
So, okay, hear me out, right? So a live action television show, right? Smash cut 20 years in the future, right? After the last episode of Clone Wars. Rex is alive. Ahsoka's alive. They're training fighters. In stumbles a blind kid. It's fucking young Donnie Yen. Come to find out, that's where he got this from. Is Ahsoka's training rebel fighters.
She's training the temple guards because they guard the temple for their kyber crystal. Yeah.
She's training them because she's going to defend what's left of the Jedi. She ain't Jedi, but she's going to defend the principles of it because she knows that eventually it's the only thing that can take down. Fucking love this thought.
I love
want
it.
More of it.
That's print.
That's it.
That's it. That's it.
You can get a diverse cast. You can tie in a whole bunch of shit. Darth Maul can show up. It can be a fucking 20.
We get Shirut and Baze as kids, as a young couple, as kids.
Like you can tie in so many, right? And like you can loosely relate it to everything, and you can show things like them hunting down the temple and him trying to figure out. Well, wait, hang on a second. She's gonna have to move the temple.
Yeah,
because Anakin knows where the temple is.
That's true.
So we pick back up. She's grabbed the important stuff from the temple, and she's on a race through space to try and find a safe place to keep everything, to keep the core of the Jedi alive. And fucking Vader is chasing her through the fucking cosmos.
Oh, yeah. I like that. I like that too. Fuck, dude.
Right.
I want all of this.
Because then she knows who's chasing her. She's aware of it. Yeah. You know, there's a standoff moment where you see Vader swing into scene and Ahsoka 20 years later see him across a hallway and him cock his helmet sideways and go, Snips? And you hear it through the fucking thing and have her go, no, and then run. And then the next episode is just her coming to grips with the idea that Anakin is Darth Vader. She has to run from the person who helped create her.
Oh,
and
man.
The fucking turmoil that comes with that.
Yeah. Oh.
That Darth Maul was right the whole time. That she could have solved this. That she could have fucking went to Coruscant and tried to solve this problem.
God damn it. God damn it. Man. Well,
we'll never do it.
They do some stuff with Maul and Ahsoka and Vader in Rebels. So they do show up in Rebels. And
that's good.
But there's also the rumor of Rosaria Dawson playing Ahsoka Tano in the next season of Mandalorian. So I don't know. They might pick up some stuff. Like we might find out. We might find out about Rex. We might have Aquaman's dad back as one of the clones.
I'm good with that.
That would be so great if he shows up as Rex. That would be amazing.
I'm here with all that. So I just randomly popped up. I'm sure there's going to be some information about it. Apparently, Ruth Bader Ginsburg is in the hospital with an infection. So, yup. So, cool. Anyway.
Well,
so hopefully by the time this comes out, things will be better.
Clone Wars.
Clone Wars.
Clone Wars.
Clone Wars. Clone Wars.
Clone Wars. If you have been complaining about Star Wars lately, or even if you like Star Wars lately, this is good for both, I feel.
Like genuinely, I got to be honest with you. I think you could probably watch that last season without watching the other stuff. If I gave you,
I did, and because I hadn't seen most of the other stuff, so
yeah, like there are two things you should know leading into it. Fives gets kidnapped and is a real good soldier, but is a little messed up and has a really great story arc earlier in the season. And Ahsoka left the Jedis because she's fucking angry.
Also, Mandalore. Mandalore has been taken over by a fundamentalist, and there's other people trying to, like, other Mandalorians.
Yeah, there's a whole story arc with the Mandalore people and what have you, and there's a lady who's in charge of Mandalore who ends up getting killed, and her sister is part of the Force who's trying to kill them and overthrow them and what have you. And
see, I never gave a shit about Boba Fett, but like all this Mandalorian stuff, I am very much invested in.
The whole story arc of that is super good. They're trying to poison their own people.
Yeah,
there's a whole thing about like. Yeah, dude, the whole backstory of that is super good too. And then there's a story arc that goes along with it where Obi-Wan is in a fucking relationship with the Queen of Mandalore.
They're so cute.
Want to know why Obi-Wan doesn't fucking care and isn't surprised about Anakin and fucking Padme? Because he's doing that shit himself.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan fucking Kenobi, baby. That's what I'm talking about. God damn.
It's super good. It's super good. It's super good. Super good.
Yeah. Go watch that shit.
Please. The dark saber shit. The dark saber shit. They pick up with the dark saber in Rebels.
Oh, I know. The dark
saber is so good. So good.
Yeah. It's super good. And it also ties into fucking Mandalorian.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which you'd be like, where the fuck did that Darksaber come from?
That's what happened. So I saw the Darksaber and I was like, and I found a webpage that told me all of the Mandalorian episodes. So I watched all of those Mandalorian episodes and I was like, interesting.
Yeah. Look, kids, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to say you can totally watch like the top 20 episodes. I'm sure there's some sort of online archive or something like that where it's like the top 20 episodes to get you set up for season 7 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Go watch those and then go watch the last season of Clone Wars.
It's good.
You've got time, watch all of it.
Yeah.
But Jesus Christ, that last season of fucking Clone Wars is super good. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. It's real goddamn good.
Yeah, man.
Anyway, yeah.
Wow. All right, Brandon. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram, appreciating Jason Momoa using the hashtag Maymoa. Using my Instagram tag at @ThatGuyChalmers. Jamie Noguchi, where can they find you?
I am also on Instagram at Jamie Noguchi, and that's probably the better place to follow me because I post art and photos and fun stuff. Don't follow me on Twitter because it's nothing but it's bad. But if you like bad shit, Angry Zen Master at Twitter. And then wherever you find this podcast, we're on Podbean. We're at Hard Knock Media. I was on the Hard Knock Life podcast this past May the 4th thing. It was also a 2-hour podcast. So,
nice.
But that was among 9 people. You and I can do that with just the 2 of us.
And I think we may have, honestly, if you look at the numbers here, I think we may have gone close to 2 hours.
Yeah, it's like 140 or something. It's pretty close, dude. All right, man. Be safe out there. Be nice to each other, and
Yep. Kids, be excellent to each other. Please remember to wear your masks. Like we always say, times are tough. Try to be as kind as you can to each other. Be excellent to each other.
Party on, dude. All right, bye.
Peace out, kids. Have a good week. All right.